One of the top questions I get from coaching clients is, how do I stop obsessing over my ex? Thank you for joining me. I'm Lise Leblanc, and today I am talking about limerence. I'm going to give you the 5 top reasons people get obsessed with an ex, as well as 5 ways to break free from this neurotic psychological state called limerence. When we are trying to overcome an obsession or constant longing for someone, we typically either indulge in those thoughts or we forcefully try to push those thoughts away using willpower, distractions, denial, anger. But these tactics rarely provide long-term relief, because the next thing you know, you're right back to thinking of them, missing them, remembering those oh so good times, and wondering what you could have done differently, or wondering whether they're happier now with someone else. Maybe you start creeping them on social media, looking for signs that they're missing you too. And when it comes to cluster B personality disorders, they will often, not always, but often leave these clues just for you to make sure that you don't move on emotionally. So before I dive in any further, let me just take a moment to explain what limerence is. So in her 1979 book called Love and Limerence, psychologist Dorothy Tennov first introduced this concept of limerence. And in the book, she explains that limerence is an intense infatuation characterized by obsessive thoughts and feelings towards a specific person. It is a very powerful emotional state that involves intrusive thoughts, fantasies, and a strong desire for reciprocation from the object of affection. Once in a state of limerence, the limerence thoughts are consumed by the desired person, who is often referred to as the object of limerence. And this results in a wide range of extreme emotions, including despair, euphoria, anger, hope, grief, nostalgia, fear, shame, and other intense emotions that interfere with your ability to function in your day-to-day life. For more information on the process that you might go through when you're getting out of a toxic relationship, please click on the link above. So limerence is often associated with the beginning stages of a romantic relationship. But today I'm talking about limerence in the context of breakups. Limerence can happen to anyone. And let me also say that it's normal to miss someone that you loved who no longer wants to be with you for whatever reasons. Or maybe it's you that doesn't want to be with them. The experience of breaking up, even when it's mutual, is supposed to hurt, and it often brings up fears, insecurities, grief, and other painful emotions. But limerence is different in that you're absolutely obsessed, consumed, and spiraling in these thoughts and fantasies that are making you feel like you're losing your sanity, like you just can't live without the person or go on with your life. Everywhere you look, you're reminded of them. Everything you do feels purposeless and empty without them. You no longer seem to remember any of the toxicity or the madness. The death spiral that you were just in. Now all of a sudden you're only remembering the emotional highs, the beautiful connection, the intense eye contact, the irresistible cocktail of brain chemicals and hormones, the intense sexual experiences, the feeling of being understood, valued, special, feeling like a god, like you'd found the closest thing to heaven on earth. And you're cherry picking, selectively remembering only the magic and completely forgetting all of the madness. So like I said, limerence can happen to anyone, but if you are almost always in a state of limerence at the beginning or end of your relationships, here are the top 5 reasons why this might be. Number 1, limerence is often associated with neurotic tendencies. Neuroticism refers to a personality trait that is characterized by emotional instability, heightened sensitivity to one's own thoughts and emotions, as well as a tendency to ruminate and catastrophize. So when a person experiences a breakup, regardless of who initiated it, the limerent can get stuck in a maze in their own mind, paralyzed by their own emotion. Number 2, individuals experiencing limerence often have attachment trauma and anxious attachment styles, which leads them to seek reassurance and validation from others. They often suffer from low self-worth and feel unlovable at their core. And you may become limerent as a way to restore your sense of self-worth, thinking that if you can just get them back, it would bring your value and worth back. Or if you can keep them hanging on, it somehow validates that you are worthy, lovable, and special. Number 3, limerents often have an active and vivid imagination. They tend to be fantasizers, daydreamers, and people that live in their heads. They use their imagination to create these elaborate fantasies and idealized images of romantic partners and relationships, and then get attached to their ideas, their projected version of a person or partner rather than the partner themselves. And when the relationship ends, limerence can be the result of holding on to these idealized memories and yearning for a return to the positive experiences as well as the fantasies. Number 4, limerents often feel the need to escape from reality in order to cope with life. These escapes may include any type of addictive behavior: shopping, pornography, overeating, drugs, alcohol, whatever. Limerence can provide a temporary escape from pain as the limerent indulges in romantic fantasies rather than facing the emotional pain, grief, and withdrawal symptoms that come with the end of an intense relationship. Number 5, limerents often feel emotionally empty and unfulfilled, and they've had these feelings of emptiness for a long time. When you feel empty, lonely, unhappy, you may form a belief that you'd be so much happier once you find the right person. So when a limerent finds someone who makes them feel good, they associate their positive state to this person and quickly get attached to them, believing that this person is the answer to all of their prayers and seeing them as the key to their happiness. However, once they get disappointed with the shortcomings of their partner, and they will start to sabotage the relationship. They may end it abruptly, leaving the partner feeling confused and emotionally stuck. Now, here are 5 ways to break free from a limerent state. Number 1, recognize that your obsession is an addiction. You may be getting your fix each time you check your ex's social media accounts, reach out or respond, or you fantasize about them, but you are strengthening the unhealthy and painful cycle of addiction. Like with any addiction, it's important to admit that you are addicted and to recognize that you are the only one who can take the necessary steps and actions to break free from this addiction. You may have gone no contact, but unless you stop stalking them in your mind, obsessing over them to get your fix, you will continue to suffer. Point number 2 is facing the reality of your relationship. As long as you're seeing this relationship through rose-colored lenses, telling yourself and believing that your happiness depends on them loving you, telling yourself that you are losing the great love of your life, making a big mistake, that this is the most genuine connection you've ever experienced, the more you're prolonging your own agony and remaining in this psychological tailspin. You may have been through many toxic cycles already with this person, And if that's the case, then you really need to ask yourself, what would be different the next time around? Here are a few more questions you can ask yourself to help you clear up the confusion that's keeping you stuck in this maze. First question, what makes you think that you need this person in order to be happy? Second, were you actually happier with them in your life? Or were you suffering and filled with fear, insecurity, resentment, anger, jealousy? Were you walking on eggshells? Were you emotionally drained? Third, are you gaslighting yourself? Are you rejecting reality in favor of fantasy? Is it possible that you could be a lot happier without them and that their absence from your life could actually be an opportunity to grow, heal, and explore who you really are and what you really want out of life? Number 3, instead of indulging in your obsession and getting that one more fix, try reconnecting with the people and activities that give you a sense of passion, purpose, or meaning. I know you don't feel any passion for anything anymore. You don't know who you are. You don't have any goals. Nothing feels worthwhile. Everything and everyone just feels empty and pointless. All of your eggs were in this one basket and you feel like you just can't live without them. But the best way to reboot and revive yourself is to reconnect with your needs, your interests, your values, your goals, your friends and family, and the people that matter to you. And again, I know you might have to white knuckle it at first and force yourself through sheer willpower to go see people, to do things. But with commitment and discipline, you can start to get your mind back and to re-engage in life. Number 4, toxic relationships leave a lot of emotional loose ends, and limerence can be a way to cope and maintain a sense of connection to avoid the terrible withdrawal symptoms. It might also be a way to find closure, which is why you may find yourself spending a ton of time and energy searching for answers, trying to gather more pieces of this complex, intricate puzzle. But there comes a time when you've connected enough of the pieces to see the picture. And at this point, you can continue spending all of your time and energy seeking those final pieces, but the only things these extra pieces will give you, and that's if you even find them, is a clearer picture of what you can already see right now. So you won't get any more closure or emotional resolution, but you do need to decide when to stop seeking answers. Number 5, if you are experiencing a state of limerence intensely for a long period of time, like more than a few months, then I would suggest you reach out to a therapist who specializes in attachment trauma, preferably one who can provide EMDR, which is an evidence-based therapy that changes the way traumatic memories are stored in the brain by weakening fear and emotional connections in the amygdala through the use of bilateral stimulation. And if you experience limerence at the beginning and end of most of your relationships, then consider dialectical behavior therapy to help you gain emotional regulation and distress tolerance skills to help you reduce rumination and increase feelings of self-worth. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Lastly, to learn more about trauma bonds, please click on the link above.